Guy, I'm in front of the place where they're doing the Brown event, and I want to show a contrast here. There's a sign over here that says New Hampshire GOP event. You can see at the bottom it says paid by the New Hampshire Republican State Committee, not authorized by a candidate. Now there's the stuff going on inside. Now over here, of course, we have Andy Martin, who's one of the candidates for Senate. He's been counting, and you said that there hasn't been much of a crowd inside?
No.
How many did you count going in?
About 50 to 75.
So about 50 to 75 over there versus the there was 228 at my last count. It's probably more like 250 now. But this other interesting thing is this. We just checked out that sign, which says paid for by the Republican State Committee. Right. And over here we have the Run Scott Run signs. And apparently Christmas is a time of miracles, and these signs are not paid for by anybody. And I think it's just amazing that these signs have been immaculately conceived. This Run Scott Run Browns signs do not have any paid for by candidate, paid for by committee. It is a mystery. Now, I think that's an interesting question. I'm sorry, sir?
The heat sucks, so get her the hell out of there.
Well, I can't argue with that statement, that's for sure. But back over here, and I want to thank you. This is the gentleman who pointed out to me that the Scott Brown signs, unlike the New Hampshire GOP signs, do not have any sort of paid for on it. Now, do you find that a little interesting? Because I find it incredibly interesting.
I did find it interesting because it suggests, mind you, that somebody's spending money without it being counted. And when we spend money in politics, you're supposed to count it.
Well, that's a very good question, so I think we're going to have to call up and see if we can find some answers to that, maybe from the New Hampshire GOP or from the Scott Brown people.
They were very professional signs.
They were, and what's interesting about them is when it looked like the crowd across the street wouldn't be that big, they didn't bother putting anyone out here, but once that crowd got to be 150, near 200, then they rushed some people out here to carry signs.
And they were sensitive to the idea that they were paid, because I said, oh, the paid people are leaving. They didn't look too happy about that.
Yeah, they did.
When they left a few minutes ago.
Yeah, they did not look particularly pleased with that.
Interesting how that works.
Now, did they deny being paid? Did you ask them?
I'm a college student. You got money, and yeah, okay. Yeah. Just like the people who come up from Massachusetts to vote in New Hampshire and pretend they live here. You know, that's running rampant up here now.
Yeah, that is. All right, well, thank you very much again.
Good night. Thank you.